Hello, sports fans. Welcome to Super Sports Central. Today, we're going to be going over my Week 6 NFL predictions. And real quick, if it looks like I have a swollen jaw, that's because I have a dental problem, but don't worry, I'm fine. But last week, I had a record of 8 and 6, and that brings my record on the season to 46 and 32. Kicking things off this week with Thursday Night Football, where we have the 49ers at the Seahawks. So this is an interesting game, as the 49ers haven't had a great start to the season, as they're just 2 and 3. And Seahawks, they started 3-0, but have now dropped back-to-back games and are 3-2. Now, a big reason Seahawks have lost their last two games is their defense, as they're allowing 35.5 points per game in their last two, but in their first three games, they were allowing just 14 a game. Now, I think the Seahawks defense can play a big role in this game, especially against a good 49ers offense that's scoring 25.2 points a game. On the other side, the 49ers defense is allowing 21.2 points a game, and they face a Seahawks offense that is good, scoring 24.4 points a game. This is a game that can definitely go either way. I don't really trust either team with how they're playing right now, and this could truly go either way. The Seahawks are home. Seattle's a very tough place to play. I'll take the Seahawks to win in a higher scoring game, 28-24, but this is a game that could truly go either way. And moving to the rest of the games, all on Sunday, beginning with the Jaguars against the Bears in London. So the Jaguars, they're coming off their first win of the season as they beat the Colts 37-34. And the Jaguars' defense has been terrible this year. And they now face Caleb Williams and a Bears offense, which is improving each passing week. I think Caleb Williams and the Bears offense will play well once again, as they face the Jaguars' defense that is third worst in points allowed, allowing 28.6 points per game. And they're also the worst defense against the pass. The Jaguars, they were able to win in a shootout last week against the Colts, but that's really just because the Colts have an awful defense. And I don't think the Jaguars will find that type of success against a good Bears defense, which ranks 6th, allowing just 17 points per game. So I'm going to take the Bears to get the win in London here by a score of 24-14, and this is going to be their third straight win. Next game, we have the Cardinals at the Packers. So the Cardinals are coming off an upset win over the 49ers, and they've been solid to start the season, as they're scoring 24 points a game, but their defense isn't great, allowing 25.8 points a game. Then for the Packers, they have a good offense, scoring 25.6 points per game, and their defense has been pretty solid, allowing 21.6 points a game. Now, Jordan Love has thrown 4 picks in his last 2 games since returning from injury, but the good news is the Cardinals' defense isn't that great, so I think Jordan Love and the Packers' offense will have a pretty good game. Jordan Love stops turning the ball over here, and the Packers get the win by a score of 26-18. Up next, we have the Colts at the Titans. So the Titans, they've struggled this season, but they're coming off a bye, and in their most recent game before the bye, they beat the Dolphins, and in that game, they scored over 30 points for the first time in over 1,000 days. Now, I think the offense can have another good game, as they face a Colts defense that has struggled this season, allowing 24.4 points per game. Now, Titans quarterback Will Levis is dealing with a shoulder injury, but even if he doesn't play, that might not be a bad thing for the Titans, because he hasn't been very good so far this season. Now, for the Colts offensively, they've been good, scoring about 24 points per game, and Joe Flacco was great last week with over 300 passing yards, but we don't know if it will be Joe Flacco getting the start again this week, or if Anthony Richardson will return from injury. But it seems weird, but both teams might be better with their backup quarterback. But I really have no idea who's going to win this game. The Titans actually have a pretty good defense, and are the best defense against the pass, but I really don't trust them to win. I don't trust the Colts either with how bad their defense is. But the Titans, they're home. They've got the better defense, and I'll take them to win their second straight game and win by a score of 21-16. Up next, we have the Patriots hosting the Texans. So the Patriots have announced that third overall pick Drake May will be making his first career start this week. And the Patriots, they're putting Drake May in a rough spot, as not only is this his first start, but the Patriots' offensive line is awful. The Texans' defense is good, as they have a good pass rush, and they're top 5 against the pass. So I think it's going to be a rough first start for number 3 overall pick. Now, the Texans' offense is solid, scoring 20.4 points per game, but they'll be without leading receiver Nico Collins for the next few weeks, as he's dealing with a hamstring injury. Now, the Texans, they face a Patriots defense that isn't terrible, but isn't great, allowing 20.4 points per game. But the Texans, they're the much better team here. Their defense is going to dominate and make things very difficult for Drake May in his first career start, and the Texans win by a score of 24-6. Moving on, we have the Saints hosting the Buccaneers. So the Saints will be starting rookie fifth-round pick Spencer Rattler at quarterback, as Derek Carr will miss a couple of weeks with an oblique injury. And I like the move of starting Spencer Rattler over Jake Hanner, because you get to see exactly what you have with Spencer Rattler. Now, Rattler faces a Buccaneers defense that is allowing 22.8 points per game and 258 passing yards per game. But last week, the Bucs just gave up 509 passing yards against Kirk Cousins and the Falcons. But even though the Buccaneers struggled defensively last week, I think they will have a bounce back game, especially now that they're facing a rookie quarterback making his first career start. But the Buccaneers offense has been good so far this season, scoring 25.4 points per game, and Baker Mayfield has been great as he is second in the NFL with 11 passing touchdowns. But the Buccaneers now face the Saints defense allowing 19.2 points a game and 251 passing yards a game. I think this could be a close game. I just don't trust the Saints with rookie quarterback, who's now only making his first career NFL start. He's getting his first snaps in the NFL. But I'm going to take the Buccaneers to get the win here by a score of 23-10. Up next, we have the Browns at the Eagles. So the Browns are absolutely awful, but the more confusing thing is they're continuing to start Deshaun Watson, even though he clearly does not give them a good chance to win. Now, the Eagles are 2-2 and coming off a bye week, and their bye week actually came at a great time, as they're likely going to be getting A.J. Brown, Devontae Smith, and Lane Johnson all back from injury this week. So that is going to greatly improve an offense that is already pretty good. Now, the Browns' defense was supposed to be great, but they aren't that good, allowing 24.2 points per game. And then the Browns' offense is terrible, scoring just 15.8 points per game, which is third worst in the NFL. Although the Eagles' defense isn't great either, allowing 24 points a game. But the Browns, they're just terrible. I don't see them beating the Eagles here, and the Eagles get the win by a score of 24-12. Moving on, we have the Commanders at the Ravens. So this is an interesting game, and this is a game that should be a really good game. The Commanders, they're 4-1 and have been great offensively, and the Ravens are 3-2 and have won 3 straight games, all of which have come against good teams. But this is going to be a shootout. Both teams have great offenses. In fact, these are the two best scoring offenses in the NFL, as the Commanders are scoring 31 points a game, and the Ravens scoring 29.4 points a game. Now, neither team has been that good defensively so far, as the Commanders are allowing 23 points per game, and the Ravens are allowing 25 points per game. And while the numbers say the Commanders' defense is better, I disagree. I think the Ravens have the better defense, even though their numbers aren't great. But this is going to be a shootout. I think we're going to see a back and forth battle. Both these teams have great dual threat quarterbacks with Jaden Daniels and Lamar Jackson. This game could truly go either way, and I really have no idea who's going to win. I think Lamar Jackson outplays Jaden Daniels, but both quarterbacks play a great game. But Lamar Jackson outplays Jaden Daniels. The Ravens are home. They also have the slightly better defense, and the Ravens win in a thriller, 35-31. Moving on, we have the Chargers at the Broncos. So the Broncos, they've won 3 straight and are now 3-2 on the season, and they face the Chargers team that's coming off a bye, but still pretty banged up. As Justin Herbert, Gus Edwards, Asante Samuel Jr., Joey Bosa, Joe Alt, and Rashawn Slater are all battling injuries. Now, both teams have been great defensively, as these are the two best scoring defenses in the NFL, as the Chargers are allowing 12.5 points per game, and the Broncos allowing 14.6 a game. Offensively, these teams are pretty similar as well, as the Chargers are scoring 17 points a game, and the Broncos scoring 19 points a game. But I'm going to take the Broncos to get the win here for a few reasons. One, all the Chargers injuries. Two, not only has the Broncos defense been playing well, but Bo Nixie's been improving on their 3-game win streak. And the third reason I've got the Broncos is they've won 6 straight matchups against the Chargers when the game's been played in Denver. So I'm going to take the Broncos to win this game in a defensive battle, 17-14. Moving on, we have the Steelers at the Raiders. So both teams could be making a quarterback change for this week, as the Raiders have already announced they'll be starting Aiden O'Connell at quarterback instead of Gardner Minshew. And for the Steelers, Justin Fields started their first 5 games, but for the first time this season, Russell Wilson has been a full participant in practice, although the Steelers are yet to announce a starting quarterback. Now, neither team's offense is that good, as the Steelers are scoring 18.4 points a game, and the Raiders scoring 19.2 points a game. But the difference between these two teams comes on the defensive side of the ball, as the Steelers have a great defense, allowing just 14.6 points per game, which is third best in the league, whereas the Raiders are allowing 26.2 points a game, which is fifth worst in the NFL. But the Steelers, they're the much better team here. I think their defense will control this game. I don't think either team has a ton of offensive success, especially if both teams end up starting new quarterbacks. But the Steelers, they're the better defensive team, and they win this game by a score of 20-10. Up next, we have the Lions at the Cowboys. So this is another game this week that should be a great game, as the Lions lurking with a bye, and the Cowboys have won back-to-back games with wins over the Giants and Steelers. But both teams are pretty good offensively, as the Lions are scoring 26 points a game, and the Cowboys scoring 23.6 points a game. Now, both teams will score a lot this week, as neither team's defense is too good. The Lions are allowing 20.5 points per game, and the Cowboys are allowing 24.2 points a game. The Cowboys are also going to be without star edge rushers Micah Parsons and DeMarcus Lawrence. Now, the Lions offense got off to a slower start this season, but they were great their last time out with 42 points against the good Seahawks defense. And I think their offense continues to improve. I don't think they'll hit 40 again, but I think they'll be well into the 30s. And I think the Lions win this game in what ends up being a shootout. I think the Lions will be able to score a lot. The Cowboys won't be able to keep up. I think the Lions have the slightly better defense as well, and the Lions end up winning in a high scoring, entertaining game. Lions win 36-27. Moving on, we have the Falcons at the Panthers. So the Falcons, they're coming off a big 36-30 win over the Buccaneers on Thursday Night Football, and then I'll face a Panthers team that's one of the worst teams in the NFL. Kirk Cousins threw for 509 yards last week and is averaging 260 yards per game. And I think Kirk Cousins will have another big game this week against a bad Panthers defense, allowing 33 points a game and 226 passing yards a game. Now, while the Falcons defense wasn't great last week either, allowing 30 points, the Panthers offense isn't great, although they have been a little better with Andy Dalton at quarterback as they're scoring 23 points a game with him as the starter. But I just don't think they'll be able to keep up with the Falcons offense. The Falcons win their third straight game behind another good offensive performance, and the Falcons win 33-16. Next game, we have the Bengals at the Giants on Sunday Night Football. So we will have a live watch party for this game, and that will start at about 8:15 Eastern Time on Sunday. So I hope to see you guys there. So the Bengals, they're in desperate need of a win, as they're 1-4 and just lost to the Ravens 41-38. Now, it's not every day you score 38 points and lose, but a big reason why is how bad the Bengals defense has been. As they're allowing 29 points per game, which is second worst in the NFL, and their defense is a big reason they don't have a better record. Now, the Giants' offense is scoring 17.8 points per game, but last week they were great, scoring 29 points against good Seahawks defense. But the interesting for the Giants is at home they are still yet to score a touchdown this season, and at home they're averaging 10.5 points per game compared to on the road where they're scoring 23 points a game. Now, this game is at home for the Giants, but maybe they can find some offensive success at home because they face a bad Bengals defense. But on the other side, the Bengals offense is good, scoring 28 points a game, and they face a solid Giants defense, allowing 20.8 points per game. But I think this game could definitely go either way. I think if this game turns into a higher scoring game, and that is the direction that I think it will go, that concerns me as a Giants fan because I don't think the Giants will be able to keep up. But as much as I would like to pick the Giants, I'm going to take the Bengals to win 28-23, but this game can definitely go either way. And our final game, we have the Bills at the Jets on Monday Night Football. So we will also have a live watch party for this game, and that will start at about 8:15 Eastern Time on Monday. So again, I hope to see you guys there. But neither team is playing that well right now. The Bills, they've lost two straight after their 3-0 start, and the Jets, they're 2-3 and just fired head coach Robert Saleh. Now the Jets, they need their offense to play better, as they're scoring just 18.6 points a game, and now face the Bills' defense that's allowing 21.2 points a game. On the other side, the Jets' defense is allowing 17 points per game, and the Bills' offense is only scoring 15 points per game in their last two games. But it's going to be interesting to see if the Bills can have a better offensive performance against a good Jets defense. But this is a game that could definitely go either way. I'm going to take the Bills to get the win because I just don't know what to expect from the Jets with their coaching change. Their offense has also been pretty bad, and I don't trust them to score enough to get the win. So I'm going to take the Bills to win in a lower scoring game, 20-17. But this is another game where I wouldn't be shocked to see the Jets get the win. But those are my Week 6 NFL predictions. Thank you guys for watching. Be sure to like this video, subscribe, turn notifications so you don't miss any other upcoming videos. I do my best to post as often as possible. Be sure to check out the community tab of my channel, where you guys can vote on who you think will win some of this week's big games. But thank you guys for watching. Be sure to like this video, subscribe, turn notifications. I do my best to post as often as possible. I will see you in the next video.